What Harry Potter character do you think that you're the most like?
That I'm the most.
Yes, you.
Oh no. I relate a lot to Ginny.
Really? Why?
I think her development of starting off kind of introverted in social situations and then gradually finding her worth was a big moment for me. Like throughout school, throughout college, all that was.
I love that.
Yeah. I'd say that. Yeah.
I'm gonna say Neville.
Okay.
Hey.
Another very good answer.
Mostly because he is so passionate about mythology, and I recognize that passion, and I appreciate that passion. And as a kid, wasn't necessarily the most popular growing up, but he got there.
We went to the Yule Ball together in that case.
That's true.
I'm just saying. Practice your dance moves now. Oh, him. The scene where he's in his dance shoes and his PJs.
Oh my God. That's like a really relatable moment for you. Yeah.
Oh, so I would definitely be like dancing with a girl.
Or me.
Or Nick.
Yeah. That's a wonderful answer.
That'll be after the interview.
Yeah. Back to Jenny. I was wondering. So I had this question and I didn't know how to phrase it. So give me a second. But I was thinking about Albus growing up with Harry and Ginny as his parents, and what lessons do you think that early on Ginny taught him, and what lessons do you think Harry taught him?
Interesting. I don't think he. I think growing up in a household, especially where some of your most developmental years, your only sibling is James, Sirius, and and then Lily comes along, and both of them are very extroverted. And Harry, I think, grows up, at least in the version of the play that I'm performing in. James Snyder's playing Harry, and he's a very extroverted Harry. So he's surrounded by extroverts, and then there's Ginny, and I think Albus is very much an introvert. And I think the silence that Ginny and Albus have throughout the play speaks miles to what their relationship is like. They rarely have a scene together, but often they catch eyes. And I think it's so simple as maybe he has a hard day and his dad tells him how to fix it. Okay, go back to school, do this, do that, do this, do that. And he can just come to mom and cry a little bit. You know what I mean? And I know what that feels like. I know what that feels like to have a release when someone just listens.
Completely.
So I think listening was a huge thing he learned from Ginny, something that he doesn't necessarily exhibit during Cursed Child. But
the seed has been planted.
Exactly. No, I know. I mean, Albus is going through a lot. Put anybody in some extreme circumstances, and you can see some ugly sides of them.
Completely. Yeah, I agree with that. So back to Scorpius. Do you think? So we see a lot of how different he is from Draco in the play. Do you think that there is anything while he was growing up that he took from Draco that was positive?
I think a positive thing that Scorpius took from Draco is probably in its own weird way, not to let too many people, not to let what people think of you matter that much. I think that's a big thing. For me, Draco said a lot of just ignore it, don't listen to them. And I think there's something to be said about that, because some people don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know who you are. I know who you are. That's okay. You can be yourself, and you don't have to worry about what other people think. So I think but as you grow up, of course you worry about what people think. We all do. I still worry about what people think. I worry so much about what Nick thinks about me every day. But it's just human nature. But I think that's a positive influence that Draco has, is it's okay if not everybody likes you. They don't have to.
If Draco could teach anyone anything, it's how to not be liked.
It's hard. It must be hard being, especially Draco as a father, in the circumstances that he's in.
So, do you imagine we don't. So I feel like we see echoes of like what his relationship would have been like with Astoria. Do you think about that at all? Like, do you have any thoughts?
I think about it all the time.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, if I think about it too much, I will probably start crying.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't want to go too much into it, but for me, and how I'm approaching Scorpius, Astoria is very important.
Yeah.
She's a very important character.
Okay.
That's all.
That's I like it. I agree. And you get that when you watch the play. Like it's such a powerful, interesting relationship. I think about it a lot. Yeah.
I think about it every day.
All the time?
Every day.
Yeah. Okay. What are your guys' houses?
We're both Gryffindor.
Gryffindor!
Hell yeah, I'm a Gryffindor.
Gryffindor is playing Slytherin.
Well, I think I want to take the test after I'm done with this run of the show.
And
Because
see if it changes?
I think it's going to change. I think Albus has gotten into my psyche.
Oh yeah?
I love him so much. I love him so dearly.
Why?
No, I don't know. I think a lot of this show has to do with making sure everyone knows that someone cares about you. I think that is so important. I think that's such a huge part of the human condition is we're so afraid that we'll be forgotten. We're so afraid that no one's thinking about us. We're so afraid that no one cares.
Yeah.
And what I think the biggest themes of this play is just to remind people that no, people do care about you, but more importantly, to remind people that you need to tell the people you care about that you care about them.
Yeah.
And I think Albus, for the first half of his arc, struggles with those words, and finally he's able to tell Scorpius in as many words as he can that you mean so much to me, and that is that being such an important part to Albus's life and livelihood, and that's all he wants to say. That makes me love him so much.
I love that a lot.
Yeah.
That's very good. Okay. Do you have any thoughts on why Albus and Scorpius are so drawn to each other at Hogwarts? Like, and what about their individual personalities make them a good pairing, like a good team?
What's so interesting about these questions is I will never act with Jon, so his Scorpius is going to be totally different.
Yeah.
I like that. I think the fact that they're so different is what makes them so similar.
Okay.
You know, I think, you know, Scorpius would be the one to be like, oh, there's a party downstairs. Do you want to go to it? And Albus would kind of be like, no, nobody likes it. Like, nothing like that. And
You know what's so interesting?
Okay, like we could do this. He's like, nah. So I think that their differences help bring each other up. And
I absolutely agree. However, it's so amazing how strong this play is because the dynamic between me and my Scorpius is I would say, there's a party downstairs, we need to go. And my Scorpius would say, no, we can't go. So it's totally opposite.
Funny.
Yeah, which is awesome.
That's so funny.
Just talks to the strength of this play.
That's the cool thing is that, like, they're coming, this is going to have, like, 6 different locations soon. And there's going to be 6 different casts, and it's been on for about 4 years now. There have been so many different cast members, and every single one does it so differently.
And that's the same words.
It's the same words.
So
but
cool.
The fact that everybody's so different and they bring their own thing to it is amazing. Like, you will never ever see the same San Francisco cast ever after like a year in or something like that. You know, you'll never see us again. So that in and of itself is very special. That I'm very much looking forward to, is to leave our mark as.
Yeah, I'm so excited for it. I hope I get to
Me too.
see it. Yeah.
I hope you do too.
Yeah. I mean, so when did you find out that you were cast?
Same
September
time.
23rd.
Yeah.
At about 3:48. Yeah.
Same time as what?
We found out around the same time, and then I got to go in rehearsals in December, and
I've had to wait for the past 10 months. We just announced
Really?
yesterday.
just announced yesterday.
that's
So I mean,
amazing.
power to him.
Yeah.
It's been a good secret to keep.
Of course.
Yeah.
And a good secret to keep.
So, okay, you were an usher at the Lyric,
I
right?
was.
Can you talk about like that journey and how that all happened?
How much time you got?
All the
no.
time.
No, I was an usher at the Lyric Theater during the year 1 cast, and you know, my whole life I've been a Potter fan, and so to be an usher on it was amazing. And it's so funny because I never ever thought that I would be able to play Scorpius Malfoy because I'm not blonde.
Yeah.
Wigs don't exist. What's that?
No.
What's a wig?
Anthony Boyle was definitely
Then
blonde.
I met Anthony Boyle, and I'm like, oh, okay. And after the first previews, I was talking to my friends, and I was like, I'm gonna be in this show. I'm gonna be Scorpius Malfoy. They're like, oh my god, you totally could. And we were having like a party after the preview, and it was with cast and crew in front of house. And Anthony and Sam were standing by the bar, just like hanging out and talking to some people. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna walk by. You tell me if I'm the same height. And literally, I go like this to two people I've never met before, and it just went. Losing it, but I was about the same height and stuff like that. So it was pretty much from that first preview. I was like, okay, like I can do this, and then just learning the show, and more importantly, seeing the impact that the show has on people. I've had people come in and they burst into tears before they even get into the theater itself.
That was
even
me.
seen the show. Well, I love that, and I love that, and like
Well, that
there
was me too.
My favorite story was there was this little girl, and she had a Gryffindor tie, and one of the ushers came and got me. It's like, John, can you tie her tie for her?
Yeah.
She's like this big, and so I took the tie and I tied it up, and it was Gryffindor, and I was a Gryffindor, or I am a Gryffindor, and I took it off and I put it around her neck. I said, "Welcome to Gryffindor." And she had this biggest smile on her face, and she like scampered away. And the usher next to me goes, "That was the most adorable thing I've ever seen in my life." But we are so lucky that we get to do this for people.
Yeah.
And that they get to come and they get to have these experiences, and then we get to be like a small part of it. I love it.
Yeah.
How do you guys wrap up? Because this guy's got to get to the airport.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I get into New York at midnight tomorrow, and I have 2 shows.
Really?
Midnight tonight and 2 shows tomorrow.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You guys so much for doing this with us. It was so fun. Yeah.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome. Thank you.